Heya, I'm Oliver. A year and a half ago, I did a color palette challenge with 5 artists. I really enjoyed doing this challenge, so I thought I would do it again. This time round, we have doubled the amount of artists, and we have changed things a little bit. Last year, I found it rather hard to make sure everyone's schedule was free, so I was the one who selected everyone's palettes this time round, and we all worked remotely. For a refresher of how this challenge works, one artist will create a random color palette, put it out into the universe for a random artist to use and make their own new original character. So without further ado, let's get into the first artwork. Mine. I assigned myself Your Local Walmart Aliens palette, also known as Riley, who was recently featured on this channel. They made a super awesome one that had a very blue vibe. I don't really draw with a lot of blues, so it was fun to make this character. Since blue is a very sad color, and I am one for the clowns, a sad clown was a given for me to do. I originally struggled a lot with the silhouette and making it something that would be interesting, so everything has a triangular slash heart-shaped shape. I think this is very different from what I did last time, which was like an alien frog guy, and also seeing the art improvement is crazy. Anyways, this is how she turned out. What do you think of her?
Hello, it is me, your local Walmart alien. I am back again for another collaboration. I'm so happy to be here. Now for a challenge, we had to switch each other's color palettes, and I got Sai's color palette. I really like this one. It's giving Neapolitan ice cream, it's giving ghost. I immediately thought of River from Monster High. Now, the inspiration for her outfit was kind of the fact that her color palette gave off very soft colors, and I wanted that to reflect the character. I gave her like a flowy dress type thing. I actually don't know what it is. And I gave her this cute little stuffed animal that I found inspiration for on Pinterest. I'm practically married to Pinterest at this point. Anyways, I gave her like flowy hair to feed into the idea that she is a ghost because she is a ghost. Anyways, I had a lot of fun with this drawing, and I hope to see how everybody else has turned out. Oh my god, I can't speak.
So for this collab, I got RETROROCKS' color palette, and it's these green and red colors, so Christmas colors. But you know what else I thought of when I looked at these colors? A flytrap. Mainly a Venus flytrap, the really red ones in the middle. So we're making a flytrap inspired character design. When I first thought of this idea, I knew I wanted to make the hair look like the top part of the flytrap. So all nice and rounded out a little bit, if you can see it at the edges. Also, I wanted the hair to look like vines, but also like hair. I really wanted to add a mouth tail that's like a flytrap itself, but also looks like a piranha plant. I don't know, I thought it would look cool since I also have an OC who has something similar and it's so darn cool. I kind of wanted them to seem unhinged in a way. Her expression is my favorite. The eyelashes are shaped like a flytrap, like the little thorns looking hairs on the mouth. I struggled so hard on the body and posing. I don't know why, but I was fighting for my life. Added an accessory in the hair that looks like the mouth of the flytrap, and yeah, it's not her hair, it's an accessory that's like clips the back of her head on her hair. The skin is the mouth part area of the flytrap, so it's colored red, and the hair is the outer part of the flytrap, so it's colored green, and as well as the accessories too. I wanted to do the whole character design color palette rule, which is the 60-30-10 rule, where one color takes up 60% of the design. It could be like different shades of the same color. The other color takes up 30% of the design, so the secondary color. And another color takes up 10% of the design, so like an accent color. That's kind of how I figured out what to do with the colors. 60% was going to be the green shades, 30% was going to be the red shades, and the 10% is the yellow. Finally added some light shading, and there she be. The character looks so cool, and this color palette was also so sick to work with. This was such a fun challenge. It helped me practice more character designing, so thanks for this, Oliver. Alright, on to the next person.
Hello, my name's Retro, and I am so happy to be on the channel again doing another color palette challenge. But we gotta have a discussion. These color palettes were randomly decided? Sure. So why did I get the exact palette as last year? Alright, I guess you could say it's a slightly different color palette and the new one has blue in it. But come on, what am I supposed to do here? I've already done this one before. Yeah, I had a lot of difficulties with this because I didn't want to draw the same character that I did last time. As funny as that would have been, it would have not been in the spirit of the video. So I had to do a bit of brainstorming, and by a bit, I mean a lot of brainstorming. This took me a while. I tried out a lot of different sketches before I decided on this cute little character that you see me drawing here. I don't really have a lot to say about this character. I kind of just came up with her on the flow, but I think her design's super cute, and I like how the colors work. I like the pretty bow. I don't really know. I had a lot of fun overall, if you can believe it, and I am happy with how my drawing turned out. Yippee!
Hello, I'm Storm, and the color palette I got was by Bugs, and it's a very cool color palette, but very different from what I normally would pick, so I was a little unsure on what to do with it. I didn't really have any ideas initially, so I ended up showing it to some friends to ask them what their first thoughts were upon seeing the color palette, and one of my friends said it had retro vibes, and another said it had sci-fi vibes. So I thought I would combine those two elements. So the idea was to have the character be like an alien who like races spaceships. So I put him in this like race tracksuit. I looked at like old vintage race tracksuits as reference, and then I sort of combined that with spacesuit vibes. And then my idea was to have the skin of the alien look like the galaxy. I thought that'd be fun since we have that dark color there, and then the light color would be the stars, and then I could intermix the other colors as sort of like galaxy type colors inside. I'm not sure if I pulled that off. That's not really something I draw very often, but I thought the idea was really fun. I was originally gonna have it so like the hair is just sort of part of the head and not really actually hair, and it's just sort of wispy parts of this like galaxy material, whatever they're made of. But I cannot resist a bang, so I did end up throwing in some hair strands. I'm not really sure what they would be made of, but I couldn't help myself. And then I also gave them a little like first place medal, like they just won the rocket race, I guess, and I put them on this little podium thing. Yeah, this was such a fun and interesting challenge, because this was a character design that I never would have come up with without the color palette being the guide. So it was really fun to sort of step out of my comfort zone and try something new with this. And here's my finished little guy.
Hi, I'm BENDALLBUG, and I got Aster's palette. When I got it, I mulled it over for about a day until it just hit me late at night what I wanted to do. Counting Sheep Shepherd Girl. The first thing I do is check my color values and where I want to go from there. I also make a small reference for what kind of shapes I want to make sure to use. After checking, I had a pretty solid idea of what I wanted to use where, and it inspired more character aspects like what sort of accents and accessories I could use. Then I got to work on a specific pose I had in mind. I wanted something light and a little shy, almost like she could be floating, but maybe she's not. After a couple attempts, I got it down. I'd say her main design factor is her big hair, and that's what I beeline to do. I think it looks so cute and cloud-like and really enhances the feel of her character. I also had the idea to incorporate an abacus somewhere in her design, because, you know, counting. And I wanted to do that with beads in her hair, but I worried that it ended up falling flat, because I got really focused on trying to have the hairstyle be realistic too. It looks cute even if the meaning doesn't shine through, but I would probably revise this if it was for something official. I got a little lost on her clothes. Shepherds don't seem to wear any specific style that I could easily build off on, so pajamas and robe it is. Hopefully the shepherd staff is enough. But I think the robe is kind of a shepherd vibe. I wanted to start off with placing my colors in grayscale, but that didn't work out for some reason that I didn't care to find out. So I just threw them in. Like I said earlier, I roughly knew where I wanted everything to go anyways. I had very light shading and some texture, and here she is with her sheep. I think she is so cute, and I'm glad I got to work with this color palette and bring her to life.
Hello everybody, my name is Astar, and I was excited for this collab. I kind of wanted to make a magical girl character, so I was hoping that I would get a monochromatic color scheme, or just a palette that was kind of limited so it could fit the style of how I draw magical girl. I was also hoping for something pretty bright because I tend to use very saturated colors when I make my magical girls.
As long as it's not like blue or pink, bro.
And then I got my color palette and it was this one and I was like, oh no, this is not a magical girl color palette. Damn it. But it is okay. It is very far from what I would come up with, but you know what? That just makes it a fun challenge. My immediate thought for this color palette was definitely something retro, and I was also kind of thinking maybe an alien just because of the green, and also aliens have been on my mind recently because I remembered I have some sci-fi characters. So for this character, I wanted her to be a fashionable alien girly who's kind of obsessed with human fashion, specifically 70s space age fashion, because she finds it so fascinating what humans thought of space. But, you know, she is still an alien, so I want her outfit to kind of give like a 70s Halloween costume. Her outfit is definitely not as historically accurate as she claims it is. So here she is! Here's my final girl! She was definitely hard for me because, again, the color palette wasn't something I would choose on my own, but I think that just made her all the more cute. But that is all from me. I can't wait to see what everyone else comes up with.
Hi everyone, my name is RGB. I'm super happy to be here and I was super excited to work on my character. I got Akari's palette and right off the bat as I was trying to brainstorm ideas, my video editor came up to me and said, "That reminds me of the alien cat image." And you guessed it, I decided to do an alien-like girl. I was very lucky that at the time this collab came up, I was already gathering and organizing a bunch of design references over on Pinterest as I am on a very character designer phase of my life. But because of the color palette being very limited, I decided to keep the outfit details minimal and focus on shapes and contrast. You can see that I repeat circles and oval shapes all over her design because it reminded me of how UFOs are commonly depicted in media. For her legs specifically, I intended on making her thigh highs give off the same shape you see from the light UFOs emit when they're abducting something. Outside of that, for all of her outfit and style, I leaned into a bit of alternative and unusual fashion, but that you could still see on Earth. Kinda like an alien who's trying to fit in with party people. She likes parties and abducting people to have a fun time with her. She's also probably a DJ or something. And this is how she came out in the end. I really hope you guys like the final result.
Hi, hello everyone, my name's Akari, but I'm also known as your local Sonic the Hedgehog encyclopedia on the internet. But hey, I can draw other stuff too, you know, especially OCs. So when I was invited to this collab, I got super duper hyped because I love making OCs. I got Retro's palette for this challenge and let me tell you, I was so happy to get this one. Like, I usually do not use a lot of pastel colors on my art nowadays. Go figure, I got a liking for more bold and saturated colors after getting acquainted with the basics of color theory. And I say that with a lot of grains of salt, because learning color theory is like being literate on the Minecraft enchantment table language. But hey, a little backstory is that when I started drawing digitally, I exclusively used pastel colors. Like, I would refuse to use other colors like my life depended on it. And don't ask me why, because I literally cannot remember. Flash forward to the present, when I saw this palette, my monkey brain had a flashback like that one Antoine Ego scene in Ratatouille, and like it felt like returning to my art roots. So I designed this character live on my YouTube and Twitch. So if you want to know all the nitty-gritty on this design, go check that out after you finish this video and go like and subscribe to all of the talented artist features in here, of course. But a speed-up version, a TLDR if you might. My first thought for this design was a candy motif. Then my livestream chat suggested cotton candy, and it all kind of clicked into place for me. My favorite detail is that I added some like sprinkles on her puffy hair and like bright blue freckles that I almost forgot to add in the final illustration, oops, to lean into that more sugary motif. And overall, I just wanted her to look very soft and gentle, and may you say sweet, haha, get it? It just a gentle feel to her. And I think the design looks very charming. I'm very happy with it. I had just such a blast working on her. And I'm sure my past pastel color loving self would approve too.
When I first got this red and green palette, like anyone else, my mind jumped to flowers, even though this is more of an emerald green. I found my roses were too hard to draw consistently, but eventually I remembered about spider lilies. I'm pretty sure they mean death and rebirth and something. I'm gonna check on meaning oranges. I don't remember how I got to the other part of this, but eventually I decided she was gonna be a fairy. I think I came up with that concept when I was still on roses. I think a spider lily fairy is more unique anyway. So that's what I had to work with. I didn't start with the drawing. I actually made a whole little sheet to plan the outfit so I'm not rushing on the spot, and I think that was a good thing because in the final post the arms are hidden. Like, look at that cool vine thing. I mean, at least it also shows in the leg, but like, come on. The outfit was like a little hard because I guess since I wasn't as sure what I was gonna do, my mind defaulted to idol outfit, but once I locked in the concept of fairy, I looked up fairy outfits and most of them don't have sleeves and the skirts are like longer and flowier, so I did that and I think that solved my issue. And the little gems, right? I think you'll see it in the speed paint, but I was like, oh, what shape should I do? Square, slightly angled square. But then I realized, oh, like a little teardrop shape. Because it's red, it looks like blood. And combined with the spider lily motif, something unfortunate might happen. I'm not the lore guy. I don't think about lore too often, as I'm sure you've noticed, but you need to be aware of this girl. That's the feeling I tried to convey in the drawing as well. And it's done. I think the design turned out pretty well. Also, take notice of my improved rendering now, or else you'll find your sleep paralysis demon and make a deal with it. You don't want her to make a deal with your sleep paralysis demon. Double trouble. What does Rocket say? Prepare for trouble and make it double. Fraud. When I first got this who dare ping me while I record? Oh.
Hey everyone, this is Koreberrie, and I got Oliver's color palette, so let's see what I made with it. I thought of a character who is a potion scholar, working in the royal palace, specifically specialized in love potions. That meant that she had to have heart motifs throughout her design. I try to add them subtly in her hair and neckline, but also more explicitly in her glasses and necklace. I see her as hardworking and shy. She's very smart and tries to be as ethical as possible with her potions. She only allows these potions to be used on animals who need them. For example, if a royal animal gets sick, it's often really hard to treat them without these potions, making them feel safe with the medical staff first. The potions are temporary though, so the sick animals are just prescribed these potions until they no longer need medical attention and can get back to their family. That includes the royal and army horses or royal pets. Of course, many people ask for these potions to use on other people, but she always refuses and never allows anyone else to take the potions out of her sight. She's like an anesthesiologist but uses potions instead. It was so much fun working on it. Working with such few colors was definitely challenging for me, but I think it came out alright. I haven't been able to decide on a name for her though, so I'm gonna leave that up to you guys to help out with.
Well, that's the end, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. Everyone included is actually so incredibly talented. All of their links are included in the description, so make sure to check them out. Please subscribe for more videos in the future. The month of May is hella chaotic for me, hence why it is coming out, like this video is coming out a month late. I'm in my school's musical currently, which is we're performing in 2 weeks, so I'm very locked in. So let me know whose character was your favorite, and I hope you have a wonderful day or night. Bye-bye!